Coming up on Cardinals Insider.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome to Busch Stadium.
We look back at one of the most anticipated days in Cardinal history. Plus,
man, you sound more like Buck O'Neil every day.
President of the Negro League Museum, Bob Kendrick, joins the show. And later,
Spode.
How do you say that? The guys try to pronounce some of St. Louis' trickiest names.
What does opening day mean to a kid from St. Louis?
Nothing like it. Welcome to opening day.
It's the excitement you feel on that walk up to Busch Stadium. It's the familiar sound of Shannon, Rooney, or Danny Mac all summer, all the time.
Get up, baby! Get up! Get up!
It's a gunner! He launched it! It's over!
It's pretending you were Ozzie or Willie in the backyard.
What a catch he made, Willie McGee!
Picking out your favorite Cardinal shirt for a night out. It's that family feeling you get in the sea of red. What does opening day in St. Louis mean to a player? It means hearing your name and climbing out of that Ford truck. It means shaking hands with Cardinals legends and remembering the moments they were a part of.
Smith corks one into right down the line. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
The most important, opening day at Busch Stadium means now it's your turn.
Carlson, a drive, grand slammer!
Your turn to wear the birds on the bat.
Arenado with a drive, out to deep left, and his first as a Cardinal.
Your turn for the car ride, the curtain call, the walk-off celebrations.
And the Cardinals have won Game 4!
Your turn to provide the moments that define summers in St. Louis.
Goldsmith with a drive, and let's go home.
And when you play for the Cardinals, it's your turn to create the memories that become immortalized in October.
We will see you tomorrow night.
Now it's time for a new beginning. New players, new moments, and new expectations. It's time to fly.
Welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm Ozzie Smith. Today I'm coming to you from inside one of the newly renovated party suites. They made their debut for the home opener, and it was so good to have fans back at Busch Stadium. We begin today's show with a look at a day more than a year in the making.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome to Busch Stadium for opening day in St. Louis 2021.
Knowing that what this day means to our community, what this day means to our fans, it's something we can't take lightly.
Today we welcome some of the greatest players to ever wear the Cardinals uniform, some of the greatest ball players in the history of the game, as we celebrate being back to Busch Stadium. This year we will celebrate the 50 years of Mike Shannon in the broadcast booth. And now it's time to fly. Let's meet the group that will proudly welcome back baseball to Busch Stadium this season. Let's meet your 2021 players and coaches.
You know, it's magic. We know that opening day in St. Louis is just an amazing thing.
Nolan Arenado. Please join us in observing a moment of silence to remember these and other members of our Cardinals family and all others we've lost over the past year.
We'll always have a shared bond of what's taken place with COVID and again, a positive sign that we're going to have some capacity in our ballpark as a renewal faith of brighter days.
First pitch of 2021. Scott Rowland to Nolan Arenado.
Just knowing that we're about to kick this off, where people are going to gain some experiences and access that they didn't have last year, is something that is just good news for all of us.
Welcome back is right. Looking out onto the field, the green grass, that hasn't changed. The chalked baselines, but what has changed from the last time we sat in this booth, fans in the stands here at Busch. Adam Wainwright gets the home opener.
And the cheer is for their leadoff batter, Colton Wong. A tip of the batting helmet to the Cardinal fans, and he gives a pat on the chest near the heart, telling the Cardinal fans how much they've enjoyed him.
Third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
Listen to this. Welcome to St. Louis. Nolan.
Left center. Carlson over. He got it! Oh, what a catch by Dylan Carlson! And he robs Lorenzo Cain. Fist pump from Waino.
Swinging a line drive into left center. The left fielder dives, can't get it. Tommy's going to get 3. He heads for third.
O'Neill hits it up the middle. Race to the bag. O'Neill beats it out. The run scores, and we're tied 1-1. Arenado, a drive, deep left, at the wall. Welcome to St. Louis, Nolan. An opening day home run. Nolan Arenado.
Nolan Arenado for a curtain call and a fist pump.
This was one of the greatest moments. You know, just an amazing day. Very thankful for it. I've never gotten a curtain call before, and to get one of those was just an unbelievable feeling. Never had that. I was just so pumped up, and you know, it felt like a packed house here today. The fans got so loud, and it was just an amazing day.
Fly ball, center field. This will do it, and the Cardinals take the home opener, 3-1.
What is not to love?
Straight ahead on Cardinals Insider.
The fact that it all started, though, in the Negro League, in some ways, it validates the talent.
Bob Kendrick from the Negro League Baseball Museum is my guest. And also coming up,
he knew his audience.
A pioneering season in St. Louis. Stay with us. One of my favorite people in the world is my guest today. Bob Kendrick of the Negro League Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Kansas City is our guest. Bob, before we get into baseball, how things going at the museum? I know 2020 was one of those years. It's been tough for everybody. What shape is the museum in right now?
As you can recall, we were in the midst of celebrating the 100th anniversary of the birth of the Negro Leagues, and so many of those plans fell by the wayside. But I've oftentimes said to people that if you're going to be a steward of this story, man, you can't wallow in self-pity. You know, those players in the Negro Leagues never cried about
Man, you sound more like Buck O'Neill every day.
And so they went out and did something about it. And so we knew we had to pick ourselves up, man. And I use a bad baseball analogy for coronavirus. Coronavirus, Oz, was that big, nasty right-hander who just threw one high and tight and knocked
Brush it back. That's right.
Music, knocked you down. But you know you got to get back in the batter's box, dust yourself off, and try to figure out how you're going to hit that sucker. And that's exactly what we did.
We just finished with Jackie Robinson Day. What is it that you would like for people to, that you feel they haven't gotten, that they would they don't understand about Jackie Robinson?
Yeah. I think the first thing that comes to mind for me is about Jackie, and I see this a lot when people come to visit the Negro League Baseball Museum and they discover that Jackie played in the Negro Leagues. I think people think Jackie just walked out of nowhere and started playing with the Brooklyn Dodgers. But his real rookie season was here in Kansas City in 1945. And so baseball has done a wonderful job of helping us understand the significance of that monumental moment in time when he steps out on the field as a member of the Brooklyn Dodgers. We haven't done nearly as good a job of helping people understand where he came from and that his roots are firmly entrenched in the Negro Leagues. Started here in 1945. And the year that he was here in 1945, Ozzie fell in love with everything that Kansas City is famous for. Barbecue and jazz.
We could be here all day, but what is it that you want people to know when they come to Kansas City and they come to the Negro League Hall of Fame and Museum? What should they expect?
You should expect to see America at her worst. but also America at her triumphant best. And so, yeah, this story is anchored against the ugliness of American segregation, a horrible chapter in this country's history. But out of segregation rose this wonderful story of triumph and conquest. And man, it's all based on one small, simple principle. You won't let me play with you, I create my own. I create my own. And when you stop to think about that, that is the American way. And so while America was trying to prevent these courageous athletes from playing the game they love, it was the American spirit that allowed them to persevere and prevail. And that story is so beautifully captured here at the Negro League Baseball Museum. So you come here and you're going to meet some of the greatest athletes who ever played this game. But by the time you walk away from this experience, I think you walk away with a much deeper, richer appreciation for just how great this country really is. And that's what this story is all about.
Well, thank you, Bob. It's always great visiting with you, man. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. You guys stick around. We'll be right back. The season started with a big inning as St. Louis hung 6 on Cincinnati en route to an 11-6 win. We look back at the opener on this week's Redbird Reels.
So much excitement. There's high expectation for this ball club, and rightfully so. Got a lot of great pieces here.
We are underway in 2021. Big gap in left center. Hits that high in the air out to deep right field. It's at the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Goldschmidt on his way to second base. And standing up with a double. That one is hit out to right. It's at the wall. Gone! It's a home run. Dylan Carlson. He's still a rookie and already making his impact felt again.
Here's a swing and a fly ball hit to deep right field. Williams back on the track. He leaps and makes the catch. Runs into the wall. Tagging at second, moving to third. Winker, he rounds third and will hold on there. That was some play by Williams. The pitch is swung on and a line drive into center field, a base hit. Goldschmidt around third base. He's trying to score and he's going to make it.
Wild pitch, gets away. Here comes a runner to score, and that adds to the Cardinal lead. It's now 9-3. Out to deep left, and goodbye! Tyler O'Neill, 2-run homer. He hung it, and all of a sudden, Tyler O'Neill jumped on it. 2-run shot, and the Cardinals have an 11-3 lead. And Goldschmidt rips it into left field, extra bases. It's a 4-hit day for Paul Goldschmidt.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for a Redbird opening day winner.
And the Cardinals win the first game of 2021, a final of 11-6.
Later in the show,
I don't think I pronounced a single one of these right.
How do you pronounce it? The Cardinals try to say some uniquely St. Louis names. We celebrated Jackie Robinson Day on April 15th. Jackie broke the color barrier for all of Major League Baseball, but over the next few seasons, integration came to each of the league's teams, arriving in St. Louis when Tom Austin suited up in 1954. Here's more on that season and the brave men who broke the barrier for the Cardinals.
In May 1944, Sportsman's Park integrated its seating bowl. But it would be another decade before the roster followed suit. Fred Sy sold the team to Anheuser-Busch after the '52 season, and new team president Gussie Busch set out to make the team on the field resemble the fans in the stands.
He knew his audience, and he knew he sold a lot of beer to white people, and he sold a lot of beer to black people.
Gussie hired a scout named Quincy Troop to find him the right man to break the barrier in St. Louis. Eventually, that yielded Pacific Coast League star, tall Tom Alston. He made his debut on April 13, 1954, and he was followed on May 31st by pitcher Bill Greason, a successful Negro League hurler, but he only ever appeared in 3 Major League ball games.
There were 3 games that he'd probably like to forget. In fact, he made more money pitching in the minor leagues than he would make pitching in the major leagues, something that really frustrated him. He's getting the call up to the Cardinals, and his contract called for him to take a cut in salary than what he was making in the minor leagues.
On June 20th, he was optioned to the minors, spending the next 5 seasons mentoring up-and-coming Cardinals, including a young man from Omaha named Bob Gibson. Alston and Greason laid the groundwork for the Gibsons, Brocks, and Floods, but the two of them were the original barrier breakers. Their efforts are memorialized in this photo. 1954 was the first year the team photo was taken in color. Surely, a deliberate effort to memorialize the year that St. Louis baseball changed for the better. For Cardinals Insider, I'm Brett McMillan.
We're celebrating Mike Shannon's 50 years in the booth all season. Today, we take a look at Mike's coverage of late Cardinal Joe Cunningham, who made his mark as a player and front office employee during a lifetime of service to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Hi, folks. I'm Mike Shannon, and I want to tell you a story about a Cardinal legend. It's a story about a friend of mine, a guy who I think is very impressive. His name is Joe Cunningham, and his friends call him Smokey Joe. Let me tell you a few things about this Cardinal great. Did you know that Smokey's very first hit as a big league ball player was a home run? That's right, he hit it right out of the park, the very first one. In fact, Smokey walloped 3 home runs in his first 2 games in the big leagues. And that's a major league record that still stands today. What a way to break into the big show. Smokey's lifetime batting average of .304 is one of the best in Cardinal history. In fact, in 1959, Smokey was the second leading batter in the entire National League with a .345 average, a feat that put him on the All-Star team. For most of his career, Smokey played for the St. Louis Cardinals, but he also played for the Chicago White Sox and the Washington Senators. When Smokey retired as a player, he helped develop young ball players as manager for 2 Cardinal farm clubs in the minor leagues. When the Cardinals got to the World Series and won it in 1982, Smokey Joe was a coach and he pitched batting practice to the Cardinals. In 1968, Smokey was elected to the St. Louis Baseball Hall of Fame, and his uniform and his bat are still on display at the museum at Busch Stadium. Smokey on the field, in the front office, and throughout the community has given much of his life to baseball, and baseball has been better off because of it. But now I'd like to let you in on a little secret of mine. As good a ball player as Smokey Joe was, the most impressive thing to me about him is that he really cares about people, and especially kids. In fact, the program you're enjoying right now was Smokey Joe's own idea.
Out of all the things I've done for the Cardinals in all different programs, this is the best.
It's time for this week's Ask Ozzie. Phil in Waterloo, Illinois wants to know, which player did I most enjoy mentoring? Well, I enjoyed mentoring all of them. They were all very interested in what it was that made me the player that I was and the things that I did that allowed me to be successful in the major leagues over a 19-year career. So I enjoyed mentoring all the guys. Well, the fact that they would trust me enough to come and ask me the question would probably, it's what makes you feel good, that they trust what you did and they respect what it was that you did, and I feel really good about that. Thanks for the question, Phil. If you want to submit a question, head to cardinals.com/insider and click the Ask Ozzie tab. There's more still to come here on Cardinals Insider, so stay with us. St. Louis was shaped by French, Spanish, and German influences. Many of our streets and neighborhoods get their names from those languages. But that doesn't mean that we always pronounce them correctly. And during this week's Ask a Cardinal, we see how the guys pronounce some of St. Louis' trickiest names.
Gravois, Gravias, that's a road in St. Louis? Gravois.
Gravois.
Gravois. Gravois sounds better. We should change it.
Gravois. Gravois.
Spode. Spady. It doesn't say Spady.
Spode. Spade. Spode. Spody.
Spoedy.
I know Spode Road.
Spoid. I don't think I pronounced a single one of these right.
I'm gonna get one of these. Debalavere. Debalaveri.
DeBolivar. Debalavere. DeBolivar. That's the American pronunciation right there.
DeBolivar.
Like the Bolivar Twist, the novel.
It's not Chateau, but I'm gonna go with Chateau.
Chateau. Chowto. Shoto. Not chow to you. Chow to you.
Doherty Ferry.
See, this is my fourth grade English class. My teacher's rolling around right now. It looks like it says Flaherty. Doty Ferry. Carondelet. Karen Dole. Killing me with the St. Louis street signs.
That's it for today. If you'd like to learn more about the location of today's episode, visit cardinals.com/partysuites. And as a reminder, you can watch on this station each week or catch full episodes on YouTube. And we're always online at cardinals.com/insider. I'm Ozzie Smith, and I'll see you next week.